All right, here we go. Here we go. It's Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock Central. This is the time that we do it. Got Martine. Martine from Fuerza, American Bulldogs. Yeah, I can say it. Everybody can't say it. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Did you mute your mic? No? Make sure I'm turned up all the way. Your mic's up over here. Can you? Yeah. You're not making a noise over here at all. Let's see. Nada. I see you talking. I can't hear you talking though. I got nothing. Let's try log out, log back in. Maybe that'll work. Give it just a minute for my man Martine. Okay. Let's put you back in there. Can you hear me now? Just a minute. Give it just a minute. Uh-oh. I hear something now.
Can you hear me?
Now I got you. Now we got you.
Okay.
Now we got you. Now we got you.
We'll see.
Give it just a second, my brother, to come on. What you got there, babe?
Are you live?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
No, you're good.
I need to put this over. I need to color it for church.
You want to,
Hi, this is Bartimaeus. Can you see him?
Yes. Nice.
It's for my Sunday school class.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna let you go.
Tell Samuel log in already.
He's trying to.
Okay. My brother being here in a second.
Bella.
Is he in another room in the house?
Huh?
Is he in another room in the house?
There's another room in the house?
Is he in another room?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Come here.
Hey, my arm, I hear.
Vente para acá. Muévete.
Hello.
Yeah, we live like in the country. I got the best internet, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Hear you well.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. Let's see. So, when did you get your first? Well, first of all, you have ABs.
I have American Bulldogs, the classic type, bully type, formerly commonly known as the Johnson type, but not no more. Johnson type is now something more specific. So yeah, classic or bully American Bulldogs.
So Johnson type is just referring to like the particular bloodline now?
No, Johnson type is more of a style, like something Johnson would have had. It's a different look than what most bully breeders are after today.
Yeah, how so?
Let me see if I can find some good examples here.
Uh-oh.
Got an old magazine. This one is an August issue, American Bulldog Review, 1995. I got a few of them.
Yeah? Where'd you find them
Yeah.
at?
Mr. Gary Fuller on Facebook. Just
Yeah?
message him. Well, I don't know. Maybe
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
don't
yeah,
want me to
yeah.
bother. That's how I got him. You know,
Okay.
and I got him that way from him. I try to add him, and he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "I wanted some magazines," and he sent me some magazines. Nice man. Knows a lot.
And they're from 85, you said?
This one's 95.
Oh, 95.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's
So
still that's still a long life for a magazine though.
yeah. So hopefully I don't offend anyone showing anyone's dog. But this isn't exactly a Johnson, but it says Johnson / Painter line. That's maybe not a good example. I should have put a bookmark in these. But here's an example right here of a dog. A little different right here. A little different, and then compared to what we would call like more of a classic type today, would be this one, Kennedy's.
Okay.
Some
And then show me
things
the Johnson one again.
uh, be maybe this one right here. It's closer. We're
Okay.
talking some different wrinkles, some more loose skin, some more jowls, a little bit more ear. I'm probably gonna. I don't know if I have another one, but yeah, different look. Taller, longer body, more leg.
Yeah. Mm.
His, I would think this is another good. It's not like a perfect example. There's some guys right now in Florida. There's a kennel in Florida named Florida Johnsons. He's got some pure Johnson dogs, and they have a look.
Yeah.
They have a very specific look, and my early dog, they had that look for sure. But I bred away from it.
Okay. Okay. You've seen documentary. We've all seen them.
Yeah.
They have a American Bulldog episode. It's like a older, little bit older lady on a winery somewhere in Northern California,
I know exactly who that is. Yeah.
and she has in the video. There's this big male with like brown or red. I'm not sure what you guys call them, patches.
Yeah.
What would you call him?
Can't remember that dog specifically.
Oh, this
I
dog
know
was-
kind of where her dogs came from, and she mentioned man stalkers, but I would call that more of like a classic type than a Johnson type. So yeah, and when I started in this breed, 2012, it was you had the Johnson type and you had the Scott type, and then Scott you could interchange it with standard type because there's a lot of other standard breeders that had a lot, did a lot for the breed. And so right now, as of maybe like the last 6-7 years, it's moved to bully type and classic type. So when you say Johnson type, it's something very specific. And then like a bully type can be a little bigger of a thing. This is kind of new. Google hasn't even caught up to it. If you ask Google or Chat GPT, it's probably still gonna
Yeah.
get to the two types.
They do that. I guess all bulldogs because AKC they don't call it English Bulldog anymore.
Oh,
It's
they
just
don't.
Bulldog. It's just
Just
Bulldog.
bulldog.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not
didn't
exactly
know.
sure of the reason why for it or whatever, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I guess it can all be rewritten as we go. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
for sure. It can.
Yeah.
And then, this is. Let me see. I got another book now that I pulled out the Bulldog Review, The World of Fighting Dogs.
Okay.
Common book. I think
I heard about that one.
it introduced
Yeah.
a lot of people.
It keeps coming up.
It introduced a lot of people to a few breeds. Back when it came out. So the
Yeah.
American Bulldog was actually called the American Pit Bulldog.
Okay.
I don't know if this is coming up
American Pit
backwards.
Bulldog. I see it.
Yeah. And so we had let's see, find some good pictures. Here is It says a massive American pit bulldog owned by John D. Johnson. The dog's name is Cassie. Weighed 120 pounds. Maybe. Yeah. Let me see.
120 pounds.
That's what
a
it
big
says.
old dog.
He definitely had some big dogs, but this is, in my opinion, out of the norm for weight. So that's what I'm into right now. You know,
Out of the norm.
out of the norm for a Johnson dog. This is more of a silhouette. This dog right here.
Hang on, hold it up. Stay right there. Stay right there. Okay.
That's what the dogs look like that I was getting at first when I first started getting into the breed. That J.C. Picking from DDP American Bulldogs. He had a big dog named Sansa that just looked just like that. You know, the silhouette was the same.
And then the dog from Home Alone is the Scott type, but they call that something else now too, right?
Standard or Scott
Yeah.
is what they're calling it. Actually, there was a picture of that one in here, but I don't know. I should have put bookmarks in here, but I didn't.
Nah, you're good. We got time. That's what we do got.
Nice.
Yeah, we got more time than money. Let me blow you up there. Oh,
So it's the one with the child on top.
is that him?
Yep.
Short grip American Bulldog kennel.
Wait,
like
let me double check. Yeah, Rattler, aka Chance, star of Disney's Homeward Bound, at home with a kid, both 2.5 years old. I didn't say the child's name, but
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's crazy.
I gotta find me some of the magazines and books.
For sure, yeah.
I'm a little late to the
I'll send you some, man. I usually don't let clients come to my house at all. But I was talking to a guy for long enough, and he flew in from Arizona, and I knew him, so he came through, and I just tossed him a few magazines because he didn't bring his smartphone with him. Yeah, so something for him to look at in the plane and stuff. I mean, he was going to have his handfuls with his puppy, but I figured my puppies were falling asleep at the vet pretty fast, so.
Yeah, I'm slow to the book thing, the book part. Like
I saw you got the plums.
Finally.
That's one I wanted to pull the trigger on, and then I saw the price. Like, I'll wait, and then I forgot all about it.
That's why I got the 6th edition. They're on the 10th already.
Oh wow, okay.
But it's more than it's closer to the date than what I had, which was nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and just
I'm sure it covers more basic stuff from the beginning of the editions, and I mean that's where I'm at. I'm still covering a lot of basic stuff here and there, and I hear things and I don't pay like a ton of attention or take notes because I haven't dealt with certain things or certain issues.
right.
And then when the issue pops up, or it could pop up, then I'm scrambling, going back to the videos. I'm like, yo, what did James Chopping say from Love My Pups? And like looking through his videos because he does a lot of those. The Frenchie and the smaller bully type dog people, they've got more medical stuff down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so if you go to one of their channels, they're showing you about like how to deal with giardia, coccidia, C-sections, swimmer pups. You know, in big breeds, we're kind of like, you know, we keep our dogs outside. They whelp in the garage or the basement, and we don't deal with as much of those things, I feel like.
Yeah, that can be true. Mine, I mean, I whelp mine in the house because, truth be told, my house is too big. We literally live in half of it. It's me, my wife, and my son.
Yeah.
You know, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and 2 living rooms, and so it's easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got the room. I framed up 2 rooms in my barn. In the very back of the barn, we framed up 2 8x12 rooms, insulated them, and did drywall, and then did like the vinyl plastic that's 4x8. Did it all the way around the perimeter.
That water barrier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
It helps. I can't do it inside the house, man. I can't whelp inside the house, because then it's like, my wife's home or the kids, and then I get home after a day of work and I gotta clean up, and it's just
Yeah.
easier to do it in the bar.
It is it is a job, but
Yeah, and
I'm
then
the
it
kind of
puts
person
stress.
where the closer I can put it to, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
If I make it less of an ordeal for me, then I can just to do this in 5 minutes, and I don't gotta get dressed in the cold or in the heat, whatever. It's just right here, So
or if anyone needs to escape their home, they can walk 100 feet out to the barn or to the shed.
that's true too. That is very true. That is very true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the James chopping, I learned a lot of the reproductive stuff.
Yeah,
Because before I ever really got into it, I'm that type. I'm just trying to see what there is, see what I don't know, and so I discovered him early.
and
Him,
I also learned I do not want to deal with C-sections. Like, I will intentionally stay away from anything that needs a C-section. It could be easy, but I don't need to throw another variable in it.
it is a variable.
Yeah, so
We do them because with the oldies, they're supposed to free whelp, and a lot of people do it.
hmm
But I would hate to have Mama stall out or something happen at the end, and now you got to go down there anyway. And
yeah,
they don't take some off the price because you already had 7 out of 8 or 8 out of 10 or
no,
whatever. Oh no, it's full price, after hours, emergency, and it's $3, $4, $5,000,
have
or
it be on Sunday or something.
yeah, or just we get a C-section here local for 1,100.
Oh, that's super reasonable.
It's reasonable. It's done. It's clean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah. Out here,
yeah,
if you're along the northern end of the state, especially on the I-5, an emergency, you're looking at $4,000 if you don't know where to go.
yeah. And see,
Yeah.
our nearest emergency vet is in Little Rock,
How
which
many
we're
or how
40
far?
miles, about an hour.
About an hour. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Our closest one is 2 hours, Eugene, Oregon. I'm in Coos Bay. So
yeah,
yeah, and people complain about it on Facebook. Our area is like 30,000 people. Our county is like 60,000.
yeah,
So people complain. There's no after hours vets or anything, and we have good vets, but I mean they want to have lives too. So we
I'm
don't
trying
have.
to pump my son up to go to school to be a vet.
The same. My daughter.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you know what? I said, you'll be successful. I'll make sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
industry is only growing. The industry is growing, and
yeah,
then if you can own your own practice, because the way things are trending, it's the companies that own Kibble.
yeah,
Own, I don't know if they own the schools, but they have a lot to do with the schools to become a vet, and now they're getting into
yeah,
the
yeah.
vet businesses. So they're
It's all tied up, tied in.
it's
Yeah,
all together, and the candy bars, man, it's all the same. So I think there could be a really big advantage. My vet is a walk-in only, like no appointments, and I show up.
that could be good or bad.
That's good. I love it. It works for me. I can
Yeah,
decide if I go last minute because I run a business, and it's like,
yeah,
I didn't cut up 40 pounds of chicken, so I have to do it tomorrow. So I'm not going to the vet now, or whatever. I show up to my vet an hour before they open. I have my folding camping chair. I have my binder and all that paperwork when you walk in to fill out the dog's name and your name. Like, I already got
done,
that
huh?
all done. I'm sitting in the camping chair. And then, like, the order you come in on the clipboard paperwork, they'll write like 1, 2, so they get the order right. So, like, someone doesn't like fill the paperwork out first, and they were like fifth in line. Like, I'll see like I'm second in line, and I'll like write a 2 on it and like give it to them. And it's funny.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah, yeah. I'm
get their attention.
I'm lucky a little bit, not over lucky, but I'm lucky. I got a decent vet here that I found him, and then Like I said, my brother takes his dogs there now. I got a couple friends that take their dogs there. Anybody at work has questions. That's where I tell them go. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it makes a difference.
Yeah, when
Makes,
you're comfortable and you trust your vet and you know, like it's yeah, you don't go in there walking. I'm like, should I say I'm a breeder? Should I just say I raise puppies? I raise dogs. Like, should I say I'm having to live? You know?
hey, I'm gonna get him though next time I walk in there with my plums book and my puppy. You know what I mean? He's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm checking you, homeboy." Yeah, that's just me though. I'm retarded like that.
That's true.
So okay, so you have classic type
Classic
ABs.
or bully type American Bulldogs, and I am after the most specific stuff. Like I want like a really specific dog, and it sucks because it's hard for me to like be happy because I'm like, yeah, he doesn't look like the other one. He doesn't look like Batman. He doesn't look like that. So it's like just I keep the ball rolling, and as bad as it sounds, I cycle through dogs. You know, these dogs take longer to mature,
Yeah,
but
they do. Yes,
at
they
10,
do.
11 months old, you see what you have, but you know it's going to keep maturing. We're going to get some bone density. We're going to get some more muscle. It's going to fill out, going to get thicker. But if you have a narrow chest, that chest isn't going to open. You know,
Mm.
if those front legs are 7 inches apart from each other, they're not going to be in 1 year. They're not going to be whatever 12 inches. I don't know, however
Yeah,
far
yeah,
apart
yeah.
on them. If it has a certain head type, the muzzle long, or it's got. I had a dog that had a long muzzle with a severe underbite.
And a
It's
long muzzle.
it is a long muzzle and the underbite. I'm like, man, like I kept looking at that dog and be like, put that tongue back in your mouth, man. I was like, no.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
There's stuff like that.
So what is okay? You guys, I guess no bite should be protruding. Is that your guys' standard or?
Yeah, I when the mouth is closed, I don't want to see any teeth. I don't want to see the tongue sticking out. A strong, healthy bite is what that should be. You should. I want an underbite, but not severe. Like maybe like a quarter or 3/8 underbite. I don't want to see it when the mouth is closed. I need the jowls to fold and like go in place. No canine sticking out. So
Yeah.
that's kind of what I want. And I had a beautiful dog, and its canine stuck out like 60% of the time. And I'm like, just beautiful dog, nice straight feet, bully. I'm like, can't do it.
Yeah.
How long
Okay.
till they're done growing? Usually, typically.
3 years is their prime for a male. 2 1/4, 2.5 for a female is what I think.
Yeah.
After 4 years, they still look good. 5 years, you put them up the same caliber dog against a 3-year-old. It's not quite the same. So I say their prime is 2.5 to 3.5 years old for a male.
Is it every dog's different, or is there like a point where they take the big jump?
There's definitely some difference. I had a litter where I had two males. I kept one, and it was my famous dog Batman. And then my friend got the other dog. Batman was a black dog, and then Lucas, the other dog, was a white dog, and they matured differently. The dog I kept, Batman, looked beautiful from 8 weeks until 3 years old. Just an impressive dog, thick, right head. He was 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. He was just beautiful. I loved him. Super photogenic. Everything about him I liked. And his litter mate that my friend got, he was long nose, long muzzle, tall, long legs. And then at like 9 months, we're like, okay, cool. He's not going to look like a pit bull. He's not going to look like a boxer beagle cross, because they had that ugly skin like 6 months. It was scaring us. And then it got better. And then from 9 months to 12 months, just boom. Awesome dog. At 2 years old is a beautiful dog. Better than Batman.
Mm.
Like like the dog just kept growing, like its cheeks and like its head was beautiful, and it's way bigger, like well, not way bigger, but like 10 pounds on litter mates is noticeable. So
Yeah, yeah,
we,
yeah.
we
It is.
do a fun show ring, and he beat my dog with the dog he got from me. And is a nice dog. The wrinkles in the eyes are a little different. I like the eyes on my dog a little better. But overall, if you're going after the like a total package, that one fit the standard a little better because of the color and the size and everything.
So since it's supposed to be like a working dog,
Yeah,
a catch dog, that's what my question is: is the teeth protruding your preference, or is that standard?
I think that's standard. I don't know it, like, because in every instance I've seen it, it's just weak. Like if the if the underbite is exaggerated, you're not going to have a good bite. If you want a working dog, you want what is called, I guess, a reverse scissor bite, where yeah, it's an underbite, but they're like right there. It's like the teeth are
Mm-hmm.
where you got to check to see if it's an underbite. You want to
Yeah.
work it, and then with
So
the dog stuff, man, these these classic or bully type dogs, they're not working dogs, man. Like
right.
like I mean, a working dog is this is a working dog right here. Closer to that. That's a
Yeah.
hot. I think the standard American Bulldog is the original American Bulldog. It's the closer to what the function is, and Johnson used he didn't he inserted English Bulldog when David Levitt did his program. He reached out to Scott. He used Pepper Pot, the American Bulldog, and then he reached out to Johnson. I forgot what the name of Johnson's dog was, but he leased a female from Johnson, bred her to West Champ's High Hopes, a pure English Bulldog, supposed to
I've
be
heard
a
that name before. That dog's name before.
90-pound bulldog that was owned by someone who worked at a school or something. So like it was around children. So he used that dog, that male, and bred it to a few females, and one of them being a female from John D. Johnson. Leased the female, used it, did the breeding, kept his pups, and then gave the female back to Johnson along with some of the pups from the breeding.
Yeah.
And Johnson bred those right back in.
I think we lost your audio again, Martin. Can you hear me?
I can't hear him though.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
There you go. Now you're back.
Okay. It got really loud. Like it sounded like the TV was blaring for like just that second. But yeah, so that's what happened. Dog herded and the people bred.
Let me start closing stuff down a little bit. So
Is it raining outside?
No.
Okay, my bad.
It might be this fan here.
Yeah, it sounded like the TV or something was going on. Now I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
We're going to edit this out.
Technical difficulties.
They're working on the internet over here, and they give us like text messages when they're
Yeah.
with the internet. And there's like this huge, like 8 feet of wire. Right.
You can hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Right on. I hear you. Yeah. Can't hear homeboy though.
I can't hear. I can't hear house.
No sirve. Doesn't work.
No sirve. No charcha.
Yo, hurry up. You're in Oregon?
Yeah, I'm in Oregon, right by the ocean.
Right by the ocean. That's dope.
Yeah.
What was the city called?
Coos Bay.
Coos Bay. Nice.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been in Arkansas?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
It's echoing.
All right. Oh, it is. Let me,
Like 6 years?
Longer, bro. 10.
Huh?
10 years.
10. Yeah.
In Arkansas?
We came in 2015, August.
Or has
So
the time gone?
It might be 8 for you. I was here for a little bit before you guys came out. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I had to go back to old school. But see, sometimes if I get excited, it'll peak out because I get a little bit loud sometimes. Yeah.
The Oregon Duck.
Yeah.
So
the Bulldogs
Ducks or
name
Beavers?
was something High Hopes. What was it?
West Champ.
West Champs High Hopes.
Yeah.
I gotta look that dog up.
It's
Let me see if I can. Oh, it came.
I think it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That dog is beautiful. And that's just the ones we know about. There's rumors about dogs before more the dog. But dog. The thing is, we want to make them bully.
Yeah.
We want to bully. It's not cool that a huge bully dog out like walk with you. That's what we don't want. A regular tap dog do all the dog things. But maybe put it against the American Pit Bull Terrier or you know, you put it against a stand horse, it's not gonna a hog or against a Dogo Argentine. It's not gonna keep up, but you want it to have that want to and try and have the willingness and the ability to function. But I mean, it's not. We're going bully, so we're gonna sacrifice a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week, Joey Rita said there's no free lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I mean, a lot of breeds are getting watered down for more pet home stuff because I mean, before World War II, I think like most of the country lived on farms. You know, more
it was different. It was different times. Yeah.
And after the war, we industrialized even more, and then more white collar jobs, and then so no one like not as many people needed a hardcore like guardian dog or we went from small family farms to factory farming, and so a lot of dogs lost their job.
Yeah, absolutely. Even now, like I know a couple. Like I live in Arkansas. I know a couple people that like dog hunt and stuff like that. But I only know 2. You know what I mean?
Two what?
2 people that hunt hogs. That would actually, have a catch dog and, work the dog. I know 2, and I know of another one. You know what I mean? So, like I said, there's not that many jobs for them anymore.
That's now. I mean,
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, but there's some background noise that's pretty loud.
All right, hold on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
It's still loud, the background noise?
yeah, you got some background noise. It sounds like a fan or like a loud TV or something.
Put your headphones in, bro. Oh, he knows what it is. There is a fan in there. Yeah.
It's weird because it's not picking it up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So besides catch dog, what else were they? What else would they be used for?
They were a general farm utility dog. I use mine. Mine do well for guardians. Like if I have dogs out and someone shows up, like they're barking at the car, they're not
Yeah.
cool with strangers showing up like that. They bark at the doors and they're intimidating.
Yeah. Whether or not they'll bite is irrelevant. No one's getting out of the car.
I mean, I've never tested them. I have one dog who I think will bite, and then I have other dogs that I got one dog where it'll bark at the stranger, and the stranger, if it has like a piece of bologna or something, it could probably kill the dog. Yeah, but if someone hears this and they bring a piece of bologna, it's Russian roulette for them now.
You don't know which dog it is.
Yeah, and I guarantee you the one that's kenneled isn't the one,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Because I have one dog that's not in a kennel, and she's just great. She's an awesome dog. She doesn't eat my chickens. She doesn't run off. She stays home, and then if someone comes, it's not cool. So
Yeah.
I can invite people over, and if they come over with me, then my dogs see them. They're cool and they're playful. It's a very good temperament, like for a family. There are some American Bulldogs, and I've had some that are just obsessive, like bark, 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 and then like they see something and they get hyper fixated. I heard this example, and this example happened to me or happened to anyone else, but I had dogs like that, where 2 or 3 kids jump on a trampoline, and the dog goes underneath the trampoline and just freaks out and is just going for the feet, And I've dealt with some dogs. One I produced and one I got for free. It was a good looking dog, and I got for free, and it was just like run and jump at the chain link on the kennel, and then like almost looked like it did a backflip, and then run and jump at the chain link. And I had my chain link set, and then I poured concrete so they wouldn't dig underneath, and it worked that chain link so much till it broke. Just active dogs that just have no chill. So I don't want that because families are just going to give them back to me. That dog would probably be all right if it was like kept in a farm setting and then used for something like a temperament like that. But I mean, they're all going to families, so I can't have that. And it's annoying with if mine are beautiful and they're look good and they're everything you want, and the temperament is just a little high strung, people will look past that. But if it's not a beautiful dog, it's not like the most beautiful thing they've ever seen in life, then that temperament has to be really good to make up for it,
Yeah. So any dog breeding, it's like you have to find the balance between what you like and what you want to do, and then what actually will sell. Is that a challenge for you?
I think what I like does sell. The stuff I like does sell, and I wasn't ready to get into the colors that are out of standard. They're in standard, but they're not in standard. I don't know how to explain it. The bully type or the Johnson American Bulldog allows blue brindle, so it allows a dilute brindle, and then the standard American Bulldog, the Scott type, allows a black dog, and then both standards allow a bodysuit colored dog. So if you mix all those genetics in there, and then you get a full black or a 80% black dog, and then you mix the dilute brindle blood in there, you mix it all together, and you select, you can get blue American Bulldog. You know, so that an all blue dog standard and is a DQ in a show. So you gotta have white, so it's not a DQ, but it's still favored. And I wasn't sure I wanted that, and then I said, I don't care. I like it now. Like it grew on me, and now I have colors that are outside of standard. I have dilutes, full bodysuit. I've had dogs that are like 10% white, just like a little white on the chest, a little white on the head, and then all four paws and tip of the tail.
I've heard oldie breeders say that like the little dogs are easy to get color on, and the big dogs are hard to get color on. And I always think like it's because that American Bulldog kind of wants to be white, huh?
Yeah, so you get bulldogs, the American Bulldog, they were all are supposed to be. They're all pied.
Yeah.
And most white. So you have a lot of pied dogs. And I mean, I embarked my dogs and I saw which ones were pied, which ones carried a copy of pied, and then I'm like, oh look, what a coincidence. This is the one I'm picking today. So if I couldn't make up my mind or they were both good with had different things, I took into consideration that for breed. So I did have some dogs that carried no pied, no brindle. How you hear it in the Frenchie world, I do select for color. It's difficult because it sucks to discard a good puppy just because of the color. But if you want color and you want dogs to all look the same,
You cut out there.
Can't hear him?
No. I can't hear him. Can you?
No.
Your microphone's muted on the screen over here.
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it's easier if you're gonna select for something that's cosmetic. Let's just do it now, get it over with, instead of dealing with it over the next 3 years. As long as you got your foundation down, of course. I'm not telling people don't buy your first dogs and have your first litter and then select for color because you don't even know what you're producing yet with those dogs.
be like the Frenchy people. This dog is velvet, big rope, pink, blue. He farts rainbows and all kind of stuff. I'd be like, that dog, that's too much. It's too much. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So it just I got my foundation down. I know what I can produce, and then I can select for color just a little more. I'm not that close on what I want, but I'm starting to select for color.
Yeah.
There is variation in my lines. When you breed, you have to really decide how much risk you want to take. I was thinking about this analogy the other day where you have 3 different type of hammers. You have a carpentry hammer, a small finish hammer, and then you got like a big framing hammer, And all
you forgot my favorite kind.
What's that?
The sledgehammer.
Oh, okay, the sledgehammer. There we go.
Yeah.
So those are all tools and they have their appropriate usage, but I mean, you got to know when to use them. You're not, you don't want to do a father-daughter and then again repeat that to that offspring back to the father, grandfather. If you're not ready to do that, or you don't know what you can produce, or you don't even do a genetic marker test or hip test, you have to do each thing, and then each thing comes with its own risk.
Yeah.
If you buy outcross dogs and you outcross, then you're going to get a variation of dogs. You're going to get, you're going to look at pedigree and be like, they look kind of different. And you're going to get puppies like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you inbreed with those dogs, you produced issues before, you're going to expect those issues didn't magically disappear. You might get them at a higher frequency. And you have to be able to deal with those issues.
Yeah. Whatever's in that pot, there's nothing else in that pot with it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Yeah. So I mean, if you put something in that pot that you don't like the taste, you can put water in there to dilute it, which is an outcross. But you have to you got to know when and where, and you got to be ready for the consequences. Anything that happens is on you. Whether it's an
Yeah.
emergency section for $4,000, or you sell a dog to somebody and then it breaks their heart because 10 months later something happened that you could have avoided, or especially something that can be fixed with the genetic marker test.
Yeah.
Do the
Something
other
that's
screen,
easily
bro.
known. Huh?
Do the other screen, man.
Well, everybody's not centered that way.
I'll
Well,
fix
there we
it.
go.
There you go.
There we go.
There you
Yeah.
go. Now we can have a conversation.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
feel close.
Yeah. You feel surrounded?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was, let's see. Have you done any stud services for oldie breeders yet?
For oldie breeders.
Because
No,
that's what I gotta ask. You know what I mean?
no, I haven't, but I have got hit up for American Bully XLs.
Oh yeah.
I've been hit up for it, but nothing kind of came into fruition. There's another dog I referred them to. I'm like, hey, this one is closer. Like, you guys want some size? I'm like, this dog's a little bigger. Go ask him. Something happened. I don't know if they bought a pup or got a stud, but yeah, I don't know. If I think the Brazilian dogs are getting more popular, so I'm getting hit up with stuff like that more often. But I mean, right now I don't have a stud. I have a co-owned stud, and he's about an hour away, and I'm gonna use him. But I had Batman. Batman, he passed right before his third birthday, and I got. He had 7 litters by the time he was 2.5.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's pretty good, and half of them were with me, and I did some stuff out to some people, but I don't know, when you don't progesterone test and you're just counting days and sending over FedEx, it's tough. Success rate is like 50%.
What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, look. You seen the movie? You seen the Anchorman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all right? Cool. Because last week we were talking, and you said like 80% of the time works every time. I was like, I started laughing. I was like, I hope he gets it. You know what I mean?
That's
okay. Because you even said 60% again tonight, and I was like, I
almost every time.
I can't help it. I heard it in my head. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So when I said that, it's because I had a dog named Chuco, very nice looking dog. Like, his head is the closest for what I want to produce. And he was just small. You know, an AB needs to be bigger. The dog was like 81, 82 pounds. So I did the dog a little bigger. And then I had his dad, Batman, which Batman was 110 pounds. And he had the look. He had everything. I'll keep using Batman. I'll get something. But Chuco, I think, had a 5% better head. So I'm like, yeah, I want to keep the size because my end goal, and I can take 10 years to do this. I don't need to, but
so better in what way? Overall size, the bite was different.
Size, big cheeks, tight skin, like the part in the head, just huge, exaggerated bulldog features for what I want. And but Batman was the overall package that I needed, and I said I'll keep putting on the ground, and then I'll pick a Chuco in 110 pounds. You know, my goal is 115 pound dog. That's what I want, and I'm gonna take my time to get there. If I hit 108, 17, 110, I'm okay. I'll be happy. But that's like saying I want a dog like this, and I want him to be shredded. But you know, if he's not completely shredded, he just looks good. Like, you're all right, we're on the right track. Oh,
that's Chuco, what I want. Hell yeah.
Chuco was too small, and then Batman size, so I'm like, what dog am I going to use now? And I considered using outside dogs from other programs, but it's going to bring other flaws that I already don't know about. If I could use a dog from another program and it's my next door neighbors and I've been looking at all his productions, then yeah, cool, because I know the flaws or what it throws, or maybe not this female, we'll use the other female. But I went ahead and used Chuco, even though he's on the small side, but I know what I'm gonna get. Super prepotent.
Okay.
So prepotent with one of my females that happens to be his half sister, that I know I just need to select for size. As long as everything looks good as a pup, I have to worry about size. Sure, there's always the pup turns out 10% better or 10% worse than I thought, but size, what I have to put on that, I'll keep a couple. So that's easy when you can select something like size, color. That you could see that from week 3, week 4. It's not a
What would you say is like the hardest trait to get that you're after?
The head type and fully just the overall substance and type is hard.
Yeah.
It's like pushing a rock up a hill. Like you got to keep selecting for it and keep putting it back in and you got to hold on to it. If you let go, it's going back downhill. Nature wants to give you more of a
coyote.
I was gonna say I don't want to say that thing.
Back to the default setting. Yeah.
Like
back to restore the factory. Yeah.
Right there. That's what it wants to do. So I want to keep everything. You have to keep picking. If you don't pick for it, you're gonna lose it. It's like an overly shredded dog, like Lester's dogs from Cannon Bulldogs. Like I don't know if he's super selecting for him or it just works out, but he's got some really conditioned dogs.
From where?
Cannon.
Oh, okay, yeah, Cannon, yeah.
So you got to keep selecting for it, or you're gonna lose it.
Yeah,
that's the hardest. I could tell somebody the third or fourth something that maybe I kept, and then but they try to breed it, and they can come back to me, and the fourth pick out of there is set me back.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the bell curve.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to see when they're babies. You know what I mean? And the answer is hold on to them, but it's like, man, they start pooping, and you know what I mean? Like they don't stop, and golly.
I kept half of my last litter, and I had 8 pups from Batman and Puma, which is a half sibling breeding with Pantera, beautiful dog, common denominator. I bred him 2 weeks before he passed away. When I saw the litter, I'm like, I'm keeping half. It's not a big deal. If they don't turn out, they're not exactly what I want, then we'll sell them because I think they'll be good enough. Or a pet home, more convenient for me at the time. But out of those 4, I see 2 of them that are looking good. Like just that head shape is what I could see it right away. So I feel good about that. We still got to see temperament. We still got to see top line. We still got to see rear angulation. Bad knees are a problem in this breed for sure.
Yeah.
We're seeing knees ripping and dogs needing TPLO surgery.
Yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah. And I can tell, when you see a dog, how developed its rear is. Like those rear legs, if they look like hands, you can see a little bit of muscle definition, especially if it's a heavy dog up front. With wide shoulder set and bully and a big rib cage in the back also looks like that. And the way they move looks good, then you're good. You're going to know that they're using. I'm not saying that that's a for sure that they got hips and knees, but I'm saying that tells us that they're using their legs the way they're supposed to use. When you see a big, heavy bully dog that might be shredded up front, and then the back is a little light, like they're not fully developed
Mm-hmm.
legs, that means they're not using their legs the way they should. They're deep easy on their legs, jumping off their back legs. They're probably hurt, or the formation, the conformation is not right, so they're not getting what they're supposed to.
Something.
Yeah,
Something.
but I mean, that doesn't replace hip screening. If you should hip screen, if that's something you should do for your bloodline. I just do X-rays at the vet. I mean, if I already go to the vet when they're like a year and a half or 2 years old, I'm like, pay the extra $80 just so I know.
Yeah. My vet doesn't they do OFA.
Yeah. No,
So
I
I don't
X-ray. I just want X-ray for me.
No, I'm saying I've asked for an X-ray. They're like, "Oh, we can't we'll do OFA at a year old or whatever." I'm like, "No, that's not what I'm asking you." You know, and I think they looked at it like if I was trying to shortcut the process type of deal or whatever. So I have to find somewhere else to get me some X-rays.
Oh yeah, I just told them I wanted some X-rays.
Yeah.
Did it, and then another vet walks by, and I'm like, "Hey, hold on, can you look at this real quick?"
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm good because we have a vet at our vet office. Supposedly, she's got the best ear for heart murmurs.
Okay.
One, I had a vet listen to his heart as a pup. Did the rate spot at pretty late, 8 months, 11 months old, something like that. Listened to the heart and got the weight and everything. And then I took it in for like this dog had a small heart murmur. So now I asked her listen to hearts. But yeah, I it's kind of like a short change, like a shortcut for the hips, because it's just for me to know. Because if we X-ray in the hip suck,
Yeah, you'll know.
now I know that it sucks. Like,
And they even have Facebook groups too, where you can just share your picture, and you're listening to the peanut gallery. You know what I mean? But there are people that are into that kind of thing. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I haven't had dogs with hip dysplasia. I had one dog that we thought, it was kind of moving, like kind of stiff in the back. And I think it was just stiff stifles, but that eventually probably would lead to bad hips.
Yeah.
That dog passed away at like a year old, so we never saw. And it was one of my customer dogs, client dogs. But I mean, if I sold a dog to somebody and then they got it tested, or if I had my dog and got it tested, then start doing special time. But so far,
Yeah. Yeah. So
I feel like the bigger the dog, the bigger the propensity for that to.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Just overall, and all breeds that are big, German Shepherds, Rottweilers, you name it. They're all, and the bigger they are, the higher the chance.
There's more of a chance, unless you got like tight hounds, those ones.
Yeah. Let's see where I was going. So here, like I said, the pin hip, the closest place to do it, $900. Yeah. And I was researching it, and I kind of gravitated toward that one because it's hard data numbers, as opposed to thumbs up, thumbs down from 3 people. You know what I mean? But so I got to find somewhere to go get it done. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it also can't be so far away that I should have just spent the $900 and been done with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And then let's see, man. I downloaded those that Google Drive you sent me.
Yeah.
I've always had PCs. This is my first Mac, like since elementary school. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of converting this and that, and I'm not that great at it yet, but I will be. But I'm not yet.
Yeah, I have a Mac too, but I just did the Google Drive phone. I got
Yeah.
Google.
Let me pull up some dogs here.
Okay. Hold up.
Oh, that's not the right one. Give me a second. Give me a second.
No problem.
So can you do me a favor for the non-Spanish speakers and
Yeah.
explain your kennel name?
Okay. Fuerza American Bulldog. Fuerza just means like strength, power, or force. Depending.
Órale.
If you say something, for example, like, "Hey, this couch isn't going to fit through the door," they'll be like, "No, it came in through here. Put it in
Yeah.
there by fuerza."
A ver,
You know,
fuerza. Yeah.
that car has a lot of force, a lot of fuerza. It's horsepower. It's power, or someone está fuerte. They're strong. So that's
Con
what
huevos,
it.
no?
Yeah, I went. I always thought, like, yeah, my market is local and it's in the U.S., but my plan is to retire in Mexico and take all my dogs with me. So that's why most of my dogs have names that are pronounced or can be pronounced in Spanish.
Yeah.
That's dope.
My get that market, and I have sent like 7 dogs to Mexico.
Hey, there's a dog market in Mexico.
There is. It's
They have even have ABKC show right there in Mexicali.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My wife's like, "Oh, I'm going to go see my mom." I'm like, "Well, there's actually we can, you know what I mean?" Yeah. Yeah. So, is she listening to me?
Yeah, you're busted, buddy.
I told her she's not allowed to watch this. No, I'm just playing. Let's see.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm like, "Hey, you want to go on a vacation?" "Yeah, where are we going?" I'm like, "We're going to Seattle." And then it's like, "What? I can't back of the truck."
We're going to pick up a puppy in Seattle. All right, what's this? Let's see. Let's pull this up. You can let me know what this is, because let's see. Share to screen. Give me a second. Once I get it going,
You better show me a stunner out here, bro. You're taking all this time.
bro, trust me, you're gonna like this.
Is it Forza? Oh, wait.
Fuerza. Okay, so that right there is the black dog is Fuerzas Puma.
Okay, that's your girl.
That's my girl that I produced out of Pantera and Peso. Peso is off of Logic. And
That's that big dog from Canada, isn't it?
yeah, that big dog.
Whoa.
This is not in any way disparaging, but when the first owner had that dog, it looked amazing. And then it went to Canada for a little bit, and a few pictures were uploaded where like, "Hey, what happened to the dog? The dog doesn't look as good." And then someone else took a picture of the dog, like the dog was stacked up, and somebody at the Beast of the East just took a picture. And then I'm like, "Nope, there he is. Like, he never left. He was looking great the whole time. It was just cell phone pics." But yeah, Logic, impressive dog. Logic is a nice dog.
Yeah.
And so
I've never seen him in person, but the pictures are crazy.
Yeah, I want to go see that dog. Hopefully, I can make it to the Beast of the East this year.
Vamos, let's go. We're gonna be there.
It's lame if I have to fly out there without a dog, and I'm trying to get somebody on the West Coast to like give my dog a ride, even if I have to pay. You know what I mean?
Bro, just bring out, just roll the Impala. It needs it.
I don't like to drive. I hate driving, man. I don't like driving. That's not my thing.
No.
It's
So where's
far.
the furthest? Where? How much have you seen? How much do you get around? Or have you been everywhere?
The furthest I've ever been? Like what? Like driving or just been?
Yeah, just have you driven across the country?
I went to the Bay Area once. That's it.
Yeah.
and then Seattle. So I can tell you that's enough. I'm cool.
Bro, you
Like,
gotta just go on and hit I-80 and just cruise. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
yeah.
fun. We're gonna be there. And I'm
I
not really
I talked to a couple other people, and I'm like, hey, let's just get a transport just for us that's West Coast based, and we'll split it. You know, I don't know what they charge, but we'll split it, but depending on every dog, and then maybe we can get them there and back for $600 each or something. I don't know. So that'll be something for us to consider because I want to fly. I can't miss all that work either.
Yeah, that's true. That's
And then
true.
by
Here,
the
look, listen to me acting like money's no object, and it definitely is.
no, it's expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
How
So
tall is this the white dog right here? How tall is he?
24 inches.
Damn.
That is
who is the white dog?
the white dog is Salazar's Lucas of Fuerza American Bulldog. The dog I produced, those
Mm.
happen to be half siblings with the same mother, Pantera, and that is it's an impressive dog. I saw it like a month ago. I went to his house in California, and I picked up my puppies because he whelped my litter for me. Fernando, he's a good friend of mine, and I saw the dog again, and I'm like, yeah, it's a good looking dog. It has one eye only though. When I had the litter, mom had mastitis and it burst really bad. And, I cleaned the pup's face, but the next day it got an infection in the eye, and the eye wasn't open yet. I struggled to
Mm.
open, and I did get it open the day after I noticed, but it was a little late. So I mean, the dog has its eye; it's just cloudy.
Yeah, but that's trauma. That's not genetic.
No, yeah, it's trauma, and it's a it's a beautiful dog. It was slow to mature. I don't know if I sent you the picture, but there's a picture of there looking like a Dogo Argentino. So that's
Mm.
what it looked like as a pup. And I kept the dog off that breeding named Toy Story. And that is 9 months right now, like 105 pounds. Huge. Chocolate.
Mm.
Yeah.
I like that dog.
It's a cool dog. That's kind of very close to what I want to produce. I told myself this the other day, and I don't know if I'm going to take it back, but I might have to take it back. But I said, if in 10 years I don't have a kennel full of the dogs like that how I want, because right now I have some dogs. Oh, she's a little small, but she's athletic and she has the right head type. The other one's like, oh, she's a little big, doesn't have that right head type, but I need the bone. And then like I have like dogs that have different things I like, and I want to put it all in one package. Some well-rounded dogs, but they need some more size or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a kennel full of dogs where they're all what I want them to be. I'm probably just gonna chill. I'll be in the breed still, but I'm just gonna like find the best dog in the breed and just like drop 10,000 and just buy the dog that's already made and own some dogs the whole time because this breeding stuff's expensive. It takes so much time. It's heartbreaking, and
You gotta go get it sometimes though.
I'm just chasing something like the last years we haven't had under 6 dogs. Like no, I think since like the third year after starting, I haven't had less than 6 dogs. I used to live a block away from my mom and dad, and they'd have
Hmm.
3, and my dogs would bark and hear each other across the street. To get all the dogs barking. So I've always tried to have dogs to make it happen because it's tough. Like if you only can have 3 or 4 dogs, or even do a lot of dogs, it's hard. You need some dogs to up your chances. If you double your dogs, you probably do it in half the time. So triple your dogs, you save you time too, as long as you select and go for everything.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. So who's this?
That is Batman at like 12, 13 months old. It's
Boy
Fuerza.
got the boulder shoulders.
Yeah, so I produced him using Pantera. I used a kennel for a stud service. I wanted to use their man Rocco. Man, we did it 2 times. Third time he went to a vet team and the dog was terrible. So he gave me the option of using another dog he had, and I went with the dog he had. Worked out. I had a lot of money off of me, off all the shipping, but it worked out. It was worth it.
He's a pretty dog.
Yeah, it was like 100 pounds, like 23 and a half, 23.
Yeah. You said he had 7 litters?
Yeah, he produced 7. There was a single litter.
One singleton?
Yeah, one singleton, and then a litter 8, a litter 4. But the average, like, they got big and small, but it's hard to judge some chips.
Okay, this is one of your dogs too. Isn't it? You know something? I think for some weird, I'm kind of drawn to the white dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just show it different or. I'm sure in person though, they're all impressive. You know what I mean? 24, 20, 23, 24 is a big old dog.
Yeah, so that's Fuerza's Lucas, or that Lucas, owned by my handle that I produced, and I used their pretty good dog, very well rounded for what I'm looking for. He's got that head type. I don't know if you find another picture of him, you can see it. It's hard to see where his head and his neck end because he's like, but somewhere you can see it. Hey, exaggerate those jawbone.
Yeah. All right, let me
Hey,
go
that's
look.
That's the best head type right there, man.
That's what I'm after. That's what I want to keep. And I want. There was a kennel called Miriam that had pretty much the dogs I wanted, but they got out of the game before I was ready to buy dogs from them. That's Vergara's Peso Fuerza American Bulldog. I had that dog, produced them with Logic, and my girl Wild Diamond, who is an Oranje daughter, and I produced him. He was the only one out of the litter that survived out of 4 puppies. One female out of that litter was pretty crazy, but didn't make it. She made it to 8 weeks, which we had some complications there. But yeah, he right there like 12, 13 months old.
The muscle's crazy.
Yeah, and I used them. I produced that black dog from the first picture, the female. I still have his mom.
That's Puma's dad?
Yeah, that's Puma's dad. And,
okay.
I have his mom here. She's like 8 years old. And I sold him to Vergara in Southern California.
Do the Americans have, is there brindle out there for the Americans?
Yeah. Yeah, that dog brindle. It's hard to tell, but he's like a red brindle that's like barely like a ghost brindle reverse, whatever they call them.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh. Hang on. I'm just going through here finding stuff.
Oh shit.
Who's that?
That's just a dog I use. That I don't own that dog. That's a dog I own.
Oh, okay.
But I used him, and I didn't keep anything out of the litter. I sold all the pups. But the man who has some good customer service and definitely knows how to select dogs. That's, in my opinion, I don't know his program very well, but the guy who owns that dog has an eye and can select dogs. So that's a superpower I wish I had.
So is that learned or is it innate?
For me, I think it was learned, but
Yeah.
I was like 19, so I think if you're not great at it, you can learn it. But some people are natural. Like for me, I look at a litter of puppies and I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. Maybe if they can see a puppy and then get it right on which one to select, then maybe that's the natural part. You could definitely learn.
Hey, House, put that dog back up real quick. The one you just showed. I had a question.
And
Okay.
I don't own that dog. I just paid to use him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a cool dog for sure. I mean, I forked out some money to use him. You know.
Which question, bro?
My question. Is that dog 20 inches too? Like, is it a tall dog?
It's supposed to be a big dog. I don't remember the stats. Stats were shared.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but that dog was the beast of the year. Yes, he was, actually. I think that dog was the beast of the year. Taking. He had like a table and a sign out that said like stud special and he had the dog there. Pretty sure.
See
But
that dog right there with that with the other with the bigger cheeks?
well, what
Like
do you
with,
mean?
like the head type, the bigger like the American, like the bigger face.
Yeah.
That's what I would. That's something I would like. That's badass right there.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice
That's
dog. The bone and everything.
yeah. And then that front end too is what a lot of people are after. You
Yeah.
don't overdo it because that's tough on the shoulders, but that's if you wanna come up. Now here's the thing though. For me at my point, when I'm looking for a stud and I see something like that, and then it's like line bred or inbred, then I get excited, because
It's tighter.
you want some propensity.
Yeah.
I mean, another issue. Will you change that picture? Because I'm going to talk bad, and I don't want it to make it sound like when I'm saying stuff. I'm
Got
talking.
you, bro. Don't
Yeah.
done.
But a lot of issues with our breed is that not a lot of people have a line of dogs. Like you'll see a dog that's nice, and then you'll look at the pedigree. The mom doesn't look good, but the stud looked good, and then the mom of the mom doesn't look good, and the stud was all right. And then you look at each line, every generation, like it changed. Like I sold you a puppy, and then you bred it, and then you sold the other person a puppy, they bred it. It's just like 8
Same thing
generations.
in our breed. Same thing in our breed.
Like I'm trying to make a line. Like 10 years from now, people will be like, "Hey, how's that dog bred?" I'm like, "It's Fuerza," like just that. Like, oh, okay. Like I want to, something
Yeah.
they can look and tell the difference.
There's some in our breed that breed on their stuff. You know what I mean? There's some. I won't say like, oh, there isn't, but there. I think there's a lot of people that are like us that are trying to get to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really think anybody just.
People get
Huh?
out after 10 years. You might love dogs and be obsessed with dogs, but if you're like, am I gonna keep 15 grand a year? Yeah, I'm selling pups, but I'm also 10, 15 grand a year underwater with the
Yeah.
dog. And then they're like, I gotta stop or I gotta keep 2, 3 dogs. That's it. And then it's hard to make a line. You can make a line in 10 years, but everything better go right. And I better have the right amount of dogs to do it with.
Yeah. That's what like I said, I'm a nerd by my nature. I'm a nerd. I just am. And I won't. Well, I didn't know it coming in, but the fact that me and my brother both have dogs allows us to have a lot of dogs cumulative without individually having a whole bunch of dogs. You know what I mean? So, I keep 4 or 5 dogs. You keep 4 or 5 dogs. You know what I mean? And we just that should help because
Yeah.
I don't want to do nothing and burn out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burning out maybe when you produce, because there's ups and downs. But right now I was on an up, and now I'm down. Like right before I had to produce my girls reading Batman the Sombra. And they look so close to what I want. It didn't happen, so now I'm like on down. Once I get back up, then I could trim down. Right now, I want to keep. I kept half a litter, and then I have another litter hopefully in 58 days, and then I'll keep another 3 or 4, and then I gotta wait for all of them to grow up. And if I just have a
God, that's the cold part though about it, ain't it?
yeah, waiting.
Yeah. So I don't give any first before I say this, I'm gonna say that I don't give any credence to it, and I'm just whatever. But my brother and my other brother, who's not really my brother, took some pictures of our dogs and put them on Chat GBT and told them to age them. You know what I mean? It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. I'm like, man, if that's right, that'd be awesome. You know what I mean? But it was, yeah, it was cool because the same thing, man. I get it. I want to know already. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know yesterday. You know, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait while they grow up and.
So out of all those keepers, if I get like 3, 4 superstars, then I can like sell the rest or co-own them, and then I'm like kick my feet up and like, all right, I'm not in a hurry. I got it.
Yeah.
Hey, House.
Huh.
We put a bash up real quick.
I can. Yes.
Curious as to well, Martine. I don't want your opinion, boss man.
You do or you don't?
I do.
Choose careful. Uh-huh.
Because he's more the American type. I'm just curious. He's like they're like 11 months now. Actually, like, what do you see there? Like, I think he looks good to me, but you know.
I like the American type. If I get into the old English Bulldogs ever, I don't plan to, but it's always been a mission of mine.
You will.
I would want something like between Chuco and Dorita's.
I'll have something for you then.
Yeah.
I'll see.
Give me a second. I'll get it.
Because he's about
Eventually, you're gonna find yourself with oldies.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be able to keep the majority, the overwhelmingly part of your bloodline, and then add that right into it. You know what I mean?
Maybe one day I'll tell her, hey, I have oldies now. They're just my Americans.
Yeah, they'd be 85% American, but that other part of it is good.
Smaller dogs are easier to make wider than small dogs in proportion.
Is that a good or a bad picture? On the original one?
11 months?
Yeah. Well, actually, April 5th was a year, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looks good for a year old. So.
Let me get the original picture without the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without the razzle dazzle on it.
Yeah, the rib cage, the front, it looks good. I see some oldies and like the front legs are a little different. I'm like, all right, let me look past that, and I see other stuff, but
yeah.
Oh, it's not on here. You don't have the original one on your Facebook, bro?
I guess not. I should somewhere. Because I kept him and I kept Boogie. Boogie's like he's English Bulldog.
Oh, really?
Just a bigger, healthier version of English Bulldog. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. That's interesting to me. I'm like super specific of what I want. You know, I get the wrong bite, the wrong style of head, the wrong anything. Not one. How old is he there?
That's like maybe 9,
2
10
months ago,
probably.
I think.
No, it's like 9, 10 months probably.
Okay. Yeah, the front end looked better in the other one, but I mean,
Yeah, he's popped since then.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, you could tell that they're going to get some more bone density, some more muscle. The type's not going to change. The type he is going to stay the same, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty like picky for what I want, down to the style of wrinkles and how much lift and how the stop looks. Like I need them. My goal is to be like, hey, which dog is that? I don't know. Let me get closer. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it took me a while feet and good pasterns on my dogs. It was like 2.5, 3 generations.
Say it again.
It took me like almost 3 generations to get those pasterns.
Oh, to get the good pasterns?
Yeah, I had weak pasterns. I had long toes. I had splayed feet. It took a while because I
Yeah.
was first couldn't tell with puppies, and like 5 months I could tell. So there was only one dog that got moved because of that at 5 months. But what it really was is my golden breed, but the pasterns and the feet were bad.
So
By coincidence, my males were bad. I think my females first, maybe it's a second link trait. It was
maybe.
it wasn't my heaviest dog was a male. He's got some of the side.
So do you think that any like glucosamine type joint supplements and stuff like that help with that, or is it purely genetic?
It definitely helps. It's your environmental side. Which are you overfeeding too much protein to a pup? The food bowl thing, like where you think the food bowl is at the ground, or you lifting the board straight. They are, you know. So for me, I have some tools I have.
Hang on, you're
Kind of choppy.
cutting in and out.
Yeah.
You hear
Is your Wi-Fi good at where you're at?
me? It should be.
Oh,
There it goes. Sounds better
there's a
now.
bell now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's the diet and the exercise component, and then there's the genetic.
Yeah,
But
and environmental too.
yeah, and environmental. But I think you got to look at the genetic first, and then do everything you can. Uh, the supplements, no overfeeding. Where you put how high up you put your food bowl, help a little bit. But I mean, 5% is a lot. And then with genetic, you could see, because if those pasterns are down and then they got long weird toes, or just the feet look bad, even if the pasterns were a little better, then you're like, yeah, something's going on. Or if the elbows are like out, then you got something going on with the bones and the cartilage and the tendons. Oh, I've
Yeah.
also got the tendons. When you get a dog that has, I can't remember exactly how it said, but they said a shorter upper arm, it causes one tendon to be shorter, so it kicks the east-west.
Makes them twinkle a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a chuecos.
Yeah. And then the nails, keeping the nails trimmed helps a lot too.
Yeah.
When the nails get long, they kind of lean they lean back a little bit.
Yeah, they're not using their muscles. It's like, imagine you got your toe hurts, so you're walking on the heel of your foot.
Right. Yeah.
The calf is not going to be used. So, but just do those things, and when in doubt, pet home dogs. I mean, dogs get old and it looks terrible. I mean, pet home it.
Yeah. You're right.
And that's what I did, and all my dogs are nice now. So now I'm on to fixing the next thing.
Yeah.
I have one dog with not that great healing. That man there. Like it's Batman's angulation in his rear was passable, but not that nice. So I want everything to be not just passable or
Right.
breed. You know? Like the rest
Yeah.
of the nice, so we're gonna breed it and we'll keep an eye on it. I want to be done keeping an eye on that.
I got you. On to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to see Chuko on here. He's a
Are
black
you
dog too. I think this is him. Let me
Chuko?
see. How old is he?
Right now he's 2. Pictures of was 13 months. So the most updated picture will be 13 because he
And he's black or chocolate?
chocolate.
He's chocolate. Okay. Is this? That's a girl. What's this? Nope. 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 Aha! I think this might be. Let's see. Let's run it by you.
Okay. Yep.
Silhouettes.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that right there was like 12 months. Look at those cheeks. Like 2
Nice
inches
cheeks.
over.
Nice top skull.
Yeah, lift. I want enough lift. Like I don't want the top skull to be like close to the muzzle. I want some more lift. That
Yeah.
looks good.
He's
And
got his lipstick. He's ready for whatever.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
big forehead.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a nice dog.
Right amount of skin, not too much jowls. He's actually pretty tight skinned. So,
I'm weird. I don't know. I shouldn't say weird, but I like a little bit of. I just do.
yeah,
I don't mind slobber and drool, like things that bother people. But
you like
but
more jowls and stuff.
yeah, he's nice.
Yeah,
He's real nice. He's got a little bit there. You know what I mean?
yeah,
With the cheeks and the top skull and.
yeah.
You said how old is he right here again?
Right there, he's like 12 months. He left it at 13 months. So that was one of my pictures I took. The guy took him to Nevada, and we worked out that I was able to use him one more time.
Oh, this is the dog you just flew in. This the semen from. Okay. Ooh. And who'd you put him to?
I put him to Estrella, the lilac.
Say it again one more time. You kind of cut out.
I put him to Estrella, the lilac dog.
Estrella?
Yeah. He's pretty. She's athletic, super good rear. She's using all those muscles in her body when she plays.
I think this is her here. Is this her?
No, that's mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still have her.
I was on a roll, bro. I never get the right dog this many times in a row, but
Yeah.
turns out.
What are you?
Huh?
What are you looking? Facebook?
Yeah.
Maybe Instagram. Oh, you're on your computer, huh?
Oh, Instagram?
Yeah, but you're on your computer. I don't know.
IG homeboy.
Why'd I literally type in IG?
Type in the
Because he said it. I type angry, yeah.
Hey, so next week, do I get the headphones?
Hopefully.
You're going to pay me for it, too. Oh, you didn't hear me?
I'm listening.
Okay, all right.
You got me. I'm just over here trying to pull up Instagram.
I'm having my farmer's hat.
I'm not wearing that hat right now.
I'm going to wear it.
Suspicious login attempt. Come on. Give me 1 second. I don't use Instagram very much, so.
Oh, you don't? That's my main one. I use Instagram, and then I uploaded a horrible video on YouTube from when I first started, and it got a lot of views. So that's where like probably my subscribers are all from. I use the YouTube a little bit, just put up some shorts and stuff, but hasn't taken off quite. I have had some clients call me, phone number on there. I was on documentary and I gave out my phone number on there too, and I was happy I didn't get too many calls, but some people did call me.
You were on where?
Documentary TV.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Just like a video call like this, you know. He didn't come out.
Okay. Oh, okay.
He's got the camera.
That's still cool though.
Yeah, he has the camera skills. If he would have came out, I would have been different.
Yeah, shoot. That's cooler than this. Let's see.
Cool. This is cool.
I mean, I like it too. You know what I mean? Aha! Okay, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, see if I can blow this up.
Ba-da-ba-ba.
Is that her?
That's Dinamita. That's Chuco's mom.
Chuco's mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, that's the wrong screen anyway. Give me a second.
Okay. All
Who's
right,
this?
so that is Toy Story. He is 9 months old, about 105 pounds, and he's off of that Puma and Lucas.
Say 9 months old?
9 months old. He's big.
Yeah.
He's got nice front paws and everything, tight feet, good angulation. He's a big, goofy dog, and very, very nice temperament.
I can see that.
Out to the boardwalk, and he was cool. Dogs barking at him. He just looked over.
He's got a little. Which way did he go in his expression?
It's those little eyes right there.
Yeah. Okay. I still want to find the other one, and I will. I'm looking for a lilac girl.
There's a reel, a more recent reel, and that's gonna be like it's a picture and pictures and videos of the breeding, like the breeding announcement. That's pretty recent. Might have been my last or my second to last post.
Hey, this one cracks me up right here. I've seen this one before.
Oh.
I don't know how to. Yeah, he says a red nose, blue nose.
Red nose, blue nose mixed with tiger stripes.
Yeah.
There's reverse brindle. That brindle where like the brindle stripes are far away from each other.
That's a reverse brindle?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's what I've heard a few times. So that's what I'm saying.
It's a real thing.
I think
it's
so.
a real thing, but I've talked to 6 different people and got 4 different answers. You know what I mean?
Is it like the ghost try thing where or ghost try is a real thing? Yeah.
Ghost try is real. You have one.
Ghost try, yeah. People know what you're talking about. I feel like if you say ghost brindle, people know, or not ghost brindle, reverse brindle, they know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
I got,
It's just
I
I
got,
just
I
see
got a
brindle.
standard brindle.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm on your reels here. Maybe that's it. Let's see. Estel, this one.
No, not that one. Hi. ¿Quieres decir hi? No.
Got the babies, huh?
Yeah, just got back.
Okay.
Say hi, Martin.
Yeah, bro.
Check out his mullet. Is that the coolest mullet?
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it. It's a breeding announcement, so no, that's just the logo. Gotta be a post then. I'm not sure. I'm stumped on that one.
Oh, man.
Okay, she's lilac, right? Is she full suit lilac?
Yeah.
You got a picture with her in a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a feeling that was it.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a
on
stray.
Facebook, I can blow this up. On Instagram, I'm not quite sure how to do all that.
How big is that hat?
That. This big? I don't know. It's a 7.
Is it a 10-gallon?
Huh?
Is it what is it? 10-gallon head? What is it?
No. It's a stand. No. I do want like one of those tall ones. They call them Copa Alta, like high cup, I guess. Collection of hats and belts and stuff.
I got one, bro, and it took Act of Congress to get it.
Really?
I got a fat head. Apparently, that's not a thing in cowboy
Oh.
hats. You know what I mean?
No, that's not good.
My parents had to find it somewhere, like in Texas or Arizona or something. They ran into one, a size 8. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You do got a noggin on you.
Yeah.
American Bulldog head, definitely.
Yeah. Got lift and cheeks.
I got cheeks, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, we're good.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you in the oldies.
Nah, man. So here's my thing with oldies and people who have to breed. So I don't want to have over 12 dogs for a long period of time. I would rather have like 6, 8 dogs. What I do is I'm at like 6 dogs, and then I grab 4 keepers from the last litter, and I get 2 keepers from the next litter. Then they turn out, they don't, and I go back down to numbers. 12 adults is tough for me. I could make some adjustments, but it's still not easy. If another breed, then I gotta take time away from it.
It might make the dog you're trying to make quicker though. You might get it in one shot.
I can think 2, maybe 3 oldies that I could do to make what I want, possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But like if I did, it's like you said, 85 American Bulldog, and just because I oldie blood, it'd probably be 22, 23 inches, and I call them oldies. But I would have the dog I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've thought of it, but
I'd be an F1, right?
Yeah.
Is it about having what you want or what to call it? That's the question.
Yeah, it's about.
Because you could get it done, and then it's palm trees and margaritas. You know, after that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good, but in reality, I'm super picky, man. Be like, all right, let's make it shredded now. Or you know what? Let's make these ears this way now, and because I'm just super specific in what I want. And there's other great breeders that know more than I'll probably ever know. And they're doing F1s and bringing their stuff in. they got a cool looking dog this style and then a cool looking dog this style, and they're happy with it. I'm not. Like, I look at something and I'm like, I was a body man. Can you imagine like just doing body work and be like, that panel's not perfect. I'm not sending it to paint, so it's like I want it the way it's supposed to be.
I got you.
It's difficult. I never reach it, and I'll just get close, and then I'll have to be cool with it.
Yeah.
And maybe one of my kids will want to take over the program.
Yeah. How long did you do body for?
I just did it as a hobby on the side. I kind of started doing it in my driveway, and then I'm like, I'm not very good at this. Like, there was some YouTube learning involved, and then I hired a guy, and then he's like, well, come help me. And then I stayed there for like 4 years helping him. I opened up my own shop on the side of the highway, and I was too green for that. And then I got into the restaurant, and then I did some on the side for money. So it's some experience on and off for the last, from 16, and I'm 33 in a couple days.
So like collision work or Lolos?
Collision work for other people and Lolos for me. And I got my first bulldog that way. I couldn't afford an American bulldog, and the guy found out I did some body work, and I did some body work for him and got a dog. So
the rest is history.
I was starting out, and I had pit bull terriers, and I wanted to get into American bully, but some people were still calling the bullies pit bull back then.
Yeah.
So I saw the American Bulldogs. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's way cooler than anything I've ever seen in person. But at that point, it could have been Boer Bulls. It could have been Corsos. It could have been anything. I would have probably got whatever cool, powerful or strong.
Your socks were primed to be knocked off, huh?
Yeah, I wanted something, where you saw something and you wanted the owner about, where do I get one? It could have been Corsos, Boer Bulls, it was American Bulldogs. So I'm happy because I love this breed. I love how they act. I have the kids and family and everything. And there's just so much. The standard is so wide. You could have dogs that, I'm not going to say they look like Dogo Argentinos, but to the untrained eye, they could look like a Dogo. And then you could have something that looks like an oldie. You could have something that's huge, something more mastiffy, something. The standard's open.
Yeah.
Stud books are closed, but I mean, it's almost like it's not, because there's so much variation and difference. And I'm surprised that the breed didn't get split, but there's a big difference.
Yeah. I think all bulldogs are like that. There's a certain level of
mystery.
Yeah, it just is. I don't think it's not groups of people that really like to color in the lines anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, there's some. Don't get me wrong, but
for me, sometimes I wish when I had litters, it would be as uniform as a litter of Rottweilers, some AKC Rottweilers. Then I could really see and get into the fine details. Because I'm like, all right, I need a female, and I prefer these type of colors. Because, I mean, you get white on the face, and you got to deal with tear stains, Where you get a white dog, and then I'm like, all right, I want to do a photo session, but they're outside dogs. I got to give them a bath. Now I got to make sure he's dry, because I don't like how they look when they're wet. So I prefer a full color dog, and I prefer other colors. And then I need a female, so I want a female all black, all chocolate, all fawn or whatever. And then now there's only 2 pups for me to pick from. And I'm like, I just limit so much. I don't want to limit myself. But
they had
eventually, if I want to pick out of a uniform litter, I have to put some emphasis on color now, so I don't have to do it 3 years from now. But it'll really force me to look at fine details once I get them all looking the same.
They had a Seeger show, which is the European style show for Rottweilers. It was in the next town. I went to it. And the dog that got third place, not second place, third place, because his tan points were a bit muddied.
Really?
Yes.
That tells me there must have been no bigger difference. Like
No, none.
besides color, the difference between dogs could have been like 3 or 4%. You know.
Bro, okay, they start Friday with standard evaluations. They take out some kind of little jig, put it on the dog's head to measure the skull to muzzle ratio. They have a little wooden box with a bunch of like contact lenses. They measure the eye color, the color inside the mouth,
Damn.
everything, height, weight. You know what I mean? Before they ever hit the show ring, they have to meet every standard and all pass muster. Then in the show ring, they do their classes, of course. And when it came down to the end, they must have did like 15 laps, and the judge basically kind of just ran them till they broke, till something started to dip or whatever, and then okay, you know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, it was not a hollow victory. It was an easy win. They earned it. Yeah, I'd never seen nothing like that, and it was.
You could have a big difference depending on the day. You know, like this day my dog was doing good. That day,
yeah.
You know, I fed him too much the day before, or, you know.
Absolutely. And I think the dog that won second place, I think it was the handler's fault because he was moving like I said, they had to jog him around. And I think the speed he was going was just a little too fast for the dog. And they were like running up on the group in front of him. And the dog was just it was a lot. You know what I mean? And towards the end, I think that's what did it. Like if that guy would have turned it one gear back, the dog would have
kept up.
Yeah, but it was like I said, they measure everything. So, yeah, I've been to a couple of dog shows, whatever, but that was the first time I seen anything like that. I was there, just amazed on all the critiques. Every dog, the judge has a person next to him has a microphone, and the judge is telling them, and they just repeat everything the judge says
out loud
over the speaker. So there's no wondering that, you know, dogs like this dog is the judge said the dog's a little wet under the eyes, could use a little more. I think one comment she said was the mouth is a bit pink. She's like, it's cosmetic, but it's in the standard. The mouth needs to be this color, like for everybody to hear. I was like, wow.
You're not taking no BS to the show.
No.
You're doing you're not going.
Yeah. And like I said, when you win or lose, there's no trying to get a question in with the judge, whatever. Like everybody already knows, buddy.
Yeah.
So it was.
Yeah.
Because cool.
Out here, we're like, yeah, that dog has better. That dog has better conformation, but this dog actually looks like a bulldog. This dog has more substance. People are, you know, this one's stopping traffic and the other one isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you get closer where like, yeah, this one's a little better, but this one's got a little better conformation, and then you got to decide. You know, so, and then when they're close like that, like, yeah, more the other one's got more confirmation. Then it depends, like, where are you in your program? If your program, like if you're just working on small stuff, or you're trying to keep people looking there, you know, you might go with place because it fits your program. You might use the stud that got second place because that one has what and you're locked on the other one. So
right. There's no one dog for everybody.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference, and I noticed that because before, like I said, I was fixing feet and past stern, like that was one of my hyper focuses there, and then now more like where's the loose skin at? Where's the jowls? How are they doing? Like I'm picking on stuff, picking on rears, and trying to maintain everything else too. And then when I get a stud, I want him to be line bred. I want him to be more tight. That way I don't lose on the good stuff it has or the stuff I have. So
yeah, you need that prepotency.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's one of those $6 words.
Yeah, the way I program right now, using a stud that's not prepotent isn't even worth it.
Yeah.
Where I'm at now. But before, when I got Batman, like Batman was a complete outcross. Nothing in 8 generation.
Mm.
And I don't think on purpose today. There's usually something in like 5 or 6 generation.
Yeah.
And getting more blue because the sun's going down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So I want to have you back on soon.
Okay.
And I want to talk about things like that, like prepotency, things like that, a little more. I don't want to say in the weeds, but a little more kind of technical
We
stuff
can get
about.
down, have more of a breeder talk and talk,
Yes.
playing and the line. I was in the Breeders Academy and I learned some stuff about breeding. And there's a balance. Like there's a balance between, like, a quick example is dairy cows, or meat chickens. Like dairy cows, you get these cows in that produce a amount of liters of milk per day. Then you bring in this stud. Oh, now you kind of got a line going on off of this bull, and they produce 20% more milk. You're like, yo, if we just replace these cows, we're gonna make thousands of dollars per year. But yo, these are good cows. How are we gonna get rid of them? What are we gonna do? We just gonna eat them, sell them? Like, they're good cows. They're gonna produce milk. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's the result that counts. Like, how much more milk? And then I'm like, that's like a refrigerator. You got a refrigerator that's using too much power. Yeah, it's a good refrigerator and it works, and you got to spend money to get another refrigerator. But how much power are you saving? It's going to take, with your power bill changing. And maybe this is more like a walk-in cooler type situation, house fridge, where eventually, it costs a lot to get in there, but a few years down the line, and those are some decisions with breedings. That is a perfectly good dog, and that would have been a great dog to start out with. But at the point you're at now, like you just need to move
Has to
that
be different,
And then if you're competing with people, some people aren't even competing with you. I don't want that breeder to have my dog. All right, pay it, pet home it, instead of getting bucks or whatever.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're running right up on 2 hours. If I let this thing go over 2 hours, it won't make clips for us and stuff. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. There. All right.
Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you man.
We'll do it soon, bro.
I'll talk to you soon. See ya.
All right. All right.